achieve self-actualization. So human flourishing versus my own happiness. Human flourishing versus my own happiness. Change is indeed constant from infancy to adulthood. Our innocence is taken away. Human flourishing versus my own happiness. Hi, my name is Juan. Human flourishing is the ability to live a good life. It can stress away values, health, and happiness can grow as I saw from a condition of living right. Flourishment are the things that you achieve in life. These are the things that are very visible. Human flourishing versus my own happiness. So human flourishing is because hi, I am here to share to you my opinion about our topic, which is the human flourishing versus your own happiness.
Hello there, everyone. At this very moment, you're about to witness the thoughts and opinions of my groupmates regarding to our very own topic, which is the human flourishing versus your own happiness.
Human flourishing versus my own happiness. Some people tend to neglect their own happiness in exchange of human flourishing. So let's talk about how the human can flourish. Well, human flourishing can be achieved through a person's own efforts, self-actualization, and fulfillment. Human flourishing is important since it promotes the growth, the development, as well as the holistic well-being of an individual. So what do you think is an outcome of a human flourishing? An outcome of a human flourishing is in a broader range, which includes the mental and physical health, the life satisfaction, meaning, and purpose. And every individual has reasons and free will to initiate conduct that will enhance flourishing. Well, as to my own happiness, it is a sense of satisfaction, to be contented in life, and to appreciate everything. It is not only to appreciate everything, but to appreciate every little thing you have or you do not have for the meantime.
Human flourishing is described as an attempt to achieve self-actualization and fulfillment within the framework of a broader community of people, each of whom has the right to make their own such attempts. It is obtaining full happiness, a sense of fulfillment, and the potential to exercise your talents, abilities, and mind. It encourages people and populations' growth, development, and overall well-being. It provides a moral foundation for what it is to be human. Happiness is commonly seen as a prototypical subjective good, and it is linked to subjectivist explanations of well-being. It is an achievement that comes from living in some ways and not in other ways. It involves enduring and justified contentment with one's life as a whole. Human flourishing compared to my own happiness is limited and lacking because I do not have enough talents, confidence, and get easily affected by negative thoughts about what people want me to feel.
So, human flourishing versus my own happiness. Human flourishing is the ability to live a good life, and it embraces our shared humanity and serves everyone's interest. But most of us tend to set aside our own happiness just to be flourished. So, what is having good life and all, but not my own happiness? Sacrificing our own happiness is unhealthy. Never settle for less. The most important thing in life is to be happy, and I choose my happiness. My happiness is my priority, and having that is my greatest achievement.
Human flourishing versus my own happiness. Positive emotion, accomplishment, rationally choosing value and goals were all manifestation of human flourishing. That is the term of science and technology. Well-being, self-fulfillment as consists on to take happiness. Happiness in an emotion state bears a especially relationship to the self. That is the point of Aristotle in form of eudaimonism. Then, my own happiness is usually happen on my life that make me smile and enjoy. And I never stop myself for making me happy. I can do what is right for me, and I never search my happiness to the other person. I am responsible for creating my own happiness. That is my definition of my own happiness. Thank you.
Hi, I am here to share to you my opinion about our topic, which is the human flourishing versus your own happiness. So, we are living in this society. We are bound to have a healthy living considering the factors that could affect not only our well being but also everybody. Human flourishing is our growth in every aspect morally as an individual. An example for this is by utilizing the given abilities and talents. On the other hand, our own happiness comes with our own choice, which can satisfy our human wants and sometimes our needs. This is felt when we see something that would really flatter our heart.
Change is indeed constant, from infancy to adulthood. Our innocence is taken away from us individuals as a result of this human flourishing which fosters growth and development of each individual. We tend to work hard for ourselves in order to grow and attain our goals, but why are we still dissatisfied after attending seminars and completing our education in order to become more functional? Why are we so ecstatic to have another success after already having one? It's because we're thirsty. We're thirsty for recognition, for credit, for being the apple of someone else's eye, and we've forgotten that we have our own point of view that we can acknowledge. We abandon the things that would really make us happy just to gain accomplishment. But bear in mind that happiness is a priceless emotion. Yes, sometimes we get our happiness from the things that we accomplish, but running only after success is not a way to live, but a path to devastation. We have the choice to select our path, either the path that you desire to stroll or the path that others desire for you. And I, for one, like to flourish the things that couldn't compromise my happiness, and hopefully as the others. Thank you.
Human flourishing versus my own happiness. Human flourishing is a lifetime worth of achievement, a fulfillment to sate the void that subjugates the hopelessness of a vagabond. But for what is the use of human flourishing if my happiness is not something that I own? My soul, nearly 2 decades old, craves for its bliss and its solace, a divine happiness so grand that it stains life and perpetuity. I am but a speck within this universe, striving to seize the light, to ignite the spark that sets my darkness into flames. I am but a simple human being. I dream for humanity to thrive and proceed to the next stages of life. But let me be selfish for my life that will never last for centuries. You ask me of where my soul lies heavier, human flourishing versus my own happiness, then I will always choose the happiness that is my own. A decision to make my life brighter and reach the peak of flourishment thereafter. And the happiness that each of us will secure as our own, human flourishing will be drawn. Because for how can we achieve human flourishing if we cannot demand happiness on our own?
Flourishment are the things that we achieve in life. These are the things that are very visible to those people who surround us. While my happiness, or my own happiness, is very different from what you can see or imagine. It is the only thing that myself can appreciate. It is more like a connection between my body and soul. Most of the time, we neglect our own happiness in order to obtain flourishment in life. And also, we considered flourishment as a diversion for the things that our own happiness can't really achieve or get.
In the world where change is constant and technology is overpowered, I once wondered how people achieve their goals. How far will they go for the sake of acknowledgement? Every discovery, invention, and innovation is an outcome of a human flourishing. We built what we have today. Being able to be acknowledged is a lifetime procurement. Having a talent with ideas and discovering something everything is an opportunity, but would it guarantee our happiness? We are living in a world where people trade their happiness for the sake of success. We all strive to be successful. That's the fact. We go to school and do activities for our future. We even work hard for our future. We all want to be prosperous someday. Who wouldn't be, right? But let me ask you, are you really happy? Are you really chasing your dreams or just pursuing what has been said? We cannot serve two masters at the same time, they said. And if I have to choose between the two, I would choose my own happiness. We only die once, so better live our life with no regrets. Living in tranquility and contentment of what I have is what I wanted to flourish. Because not everyone has and can have it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Claudio. Human flourishing is the ability to live a good life. It intrinsically values health and applies to all human lives. Human flourishing embraces our common humanity and benefits for everyone. All people should have the opportunity to thrive and realize their full potential for health. They can apply their values, talents, and abilities to achieve their personal goals and maintain their health. What constitutes flourishing for a specific individual is subjective. It is not determined solely by what that individual believes, wills, or desires. Realism is required for a person to flourish conceptually as well as instrumentally. What is good or valued for an individual has an objective status regardless of whether it is perceived, evaluated, or desired by the individual who has the ability to obtain that good or value, whether or not a person recognizes them as such. There are objective values and disvalues. As a result, in order to act in a way that promote his flourishing and happiness, a moral agent must perceive the salient aspect of a situation and apply right reason. As a human being, I am constantly striving to live better life and provide a better life for myself. In the process, I strive to live meaningful life and to reach my full potentials.
Human flourishing versus my own happiness. So human flourishing is defined as the ability to live a happy life. It is based on Aristotelian ethics and values health intrinsically. It applies to all human lives. Human flourishing embraces our common humanity and benefits to everyone. All people should have the opportunity to thrive and realize their potentials for health. They can apply their values, talents, abilities to achieve their personal goals. My own happiness will fade from time to time, especially if I am going through a difficult time in my life. But as a person who lives in this dramatic world, I should face it bravely and not focus on the things that can ruin my happiness. My own happiness is very important to me, and I need to show to other people the things that can make me happy, and I need to have an interest in the things that can make me happy too. And if I am a happy person despite facing many difficulties in my life, the impact of being a happy person is a great and a positive result for all.
Happiness can be viewed as a result and a condition of living right. Flourishing is distinct from but related to happiness. Success in living makes people happy, and this happiness tends to foster more success. Happiness is linked to the notions of self-esteem and flow. There is a human nature, and it is man's nature to be individual, relationally conscious, rational, and purposive. Because each individual has a specific identity as a human being, we can say that there are particular things and actions that are appropriate to him and for him, possessing reason and free will. Each individual has the capacity and responsibility to choose to try and actualize his potential for being a flourishing individual human being. Flourishing is a successful state of life, and happiness is a positive state of consciousness that flows from or accompanies a flourishing life. In order to flourish and to be happy, each man must select values
place them in a hierarchy and strive to attain them.